What happens here?
Well, I don't really know exactly what happened. We went out there, I smelled a bit of fuel on my observation lap, and then the boys had a bit of a quick check over it.
Able to get out of that thing fast enough. He's hooked up a little bit in the car. We see him probably trying to...
Worldwide, we've seen complete transformation of sports over the years as televised events became more and more accessible to fans. With that, we've had the rare and sometimes cringe-worthy opportunity to see some sports moments that aren't so great. That is why we are breaking down embarrassing premature celebrations in sports.
Just a reminder about our new giveaway. We're giving away the new iPad Pro or the new iMac Pro. The choice is yours. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, and make sure you're subscribed. It's that simple.
Number 20, Bat Flip. Jeon Jun-woo stepped up to bat for the Korean League's Lot Giants and thought he had it in the bag. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Remember kids, only flip your bat if you are sure the ball left the ballpark, because you don't want your Willie Mays Hayes moment to live on the internet for an eternity. Number 19, Basketball Humiliation. After a pair of missed free throws from Partizan in the Croatian Basketball League, Sabona raced up the court and nailed a three-pointer from the baseline to take a 1-point lead. Although there were still 0.6 seconds left in the game, Sabona celebrated on the court. It would still take a ridiculous shot from a distance to destroy Sabona's moment of victory, but this was definitely a risky early celebration. Number 18, Basketball Humiliation Part 2. Nick Young threw himself a victory parade after what he thought was a mighty successful three-point attempt. Little did he know, just as he turned around, the ball just tipped the rim and then flew out. Number 17, Runaway Victory. When newcomers Purty thought she had just snagged her first major victory, she made the ultimate rookie mistake. While she seems like she's the front of the pack, she finally looks back to see her competitor right at her heels. Before she has time to respond, her opponent races by with less than 50 meters to go. It's all over from there. Number 16, Olympic Bow. Lindsay Jacobellis thought she had the gold medal all wrapped up with a nice little Olympic bow on top. Fortunately, she had just enough time to pop a little trick before collecting her glory. As we know now, that is not how things would end in 2006. It's not even like the small tweak of the board would have added to what really is an amazing honor anyway. There isn't anything you can do to make a gold medal cooler, so finish the race and worry about victory laps later. Number 15, Bat Flip Part 2. Apparently flipping bats for non-home runs is something of an epidemic overseas. NC Dino's designated hitter Ho Jun Lee got a hold of one ball and sent it ripping into the outfield. Thankfully for comedy's sake, the ball refused to leave the field and was caught at the wall. We are not watching enough Korean League baseball. Number 14, End Zone Dance Fail. Columbia River and Skyview High School enjoyed what has to be one of the more peculiar ends to a football game in recent memory. Well, just one of the schools actually enjoyed the ending. Columbia River had its last-second field goal attempt blocked, but then a player picks up the ball and runs it into the end zone. Meanwhile, the opposition is celebrating a win that never happened in the first place. Whoops! Number 13, Poker Flop. For our purposes, we will consider poker players athletes, because there's no way we weren't going to put this one on the list. Dwight Pilgrim sees the flop and does just about everything to celebrate, save actually leaving to take his family and friends to dinner. Despite believing it's all over, the poker player stands and finds out his fate. Turns out he was celebrating a bit too early. When his opponent saw the last card, he had a straight and won the hand. Number 12, Acting Your Age. Megan Rutledge presumably never saw footage of Lindsay Jacobellis' blunder, because the motocross racer essentially did the same thing, popping a little trick before completing what really should have been a job well done. She would speak to ESPN about her 2013 X Games miscue. I was out there leading. I'm really young. I've never led an X Games before. I celebrated a bit too early and made a mistake. Unfortunately, which gave Vicky Golden an opening to take first again. It's a hard loss to take, but a great reminder to act like you've been there before. It just might save you from an altogether brutal loss. Number 11, Super Bowl Touchdown. When the name Leon Lett comes up, you invariably think of various missteps and sports brain farts. Arguably, his best work was allowing the Bills' Don Beebe to run him down during a relatively ho-hum Super Bowl. It isn't often that you see a big guy score a touchdown, so it would have been nice if Lett would have left the gloating until reaching the end zone. However, we will gladly take what really went down, because that kind of comedy stands the test of time. Number 10, Moroccan Soccer Fail. Had Khalid Askari ignored that burning desire in his gut to get up and pat his chest in a show of dominance, he might not feature in these types of breakdowns. Thanks to his propensity to watch the crowd over the ball, we get to enjoy this video again and again. It's the sports equivalent of a pint of ice cream on a gloomy day. Number 9. South Korean skater. A Colombian celebrates much too early, and the South Korean skater takes advantage in this race at the World Roller Speed Skating Championships last week in Guarani, Colombia, via a 2010 report. Not that we need much in the way of info, because the entire tale plays out in one unbelievable video. Sadly, this isn't the last time we will see someone lose a race, because they just decided to pull up and gloat. Number 8. Deshaun Jackson misses the end zone. The Washington Redskins recently acquired a great athlete who has a propensity for being a knucklehead on the field. Presented for your enjoyment are 2 times that Deshaun Jackson decided he had run enough and pulled up ahead of the end zone. Too bad football isn't played on 99-yard fields. Just as Jackson reached the end zone, he dropped the ball and the touchdown didn't count. Number 7. Canadian football. Many Americans wouldn't know much about Canadian football, but Canadians know a whole lot about Chris Williams, formerly of the Hamilton Tiger Cats, and his big early celebration blunder. Just as he was about to score, he slowed down to gloat and ended up being tackled before he could complete the touchdown. Number 6. Motorcycle race. Ricardo Russo, motorcycle racer, might be an amazing rider, but he isn't so great at math. During a major race, Russo stopped 1 lap early, thinking he had won. In an odd twist, we have to say he at least got to enjoy what it feels like to win a race. Of course, that feeling left the second he realized his enormous gaffe. Number 5. Bad race. At the 1994 Goodies 250 NASCAR race, racer Mark Martin thought he had the race in the bag. Just as he went around the last lap, he was sure he had won and started pulling into his own garage. Meanwhile, his pit crew was trying to wave him on. In the background, you can see all the other cars continue racing by. Mark Martin won't be living this one down anytime soon. Number 4. MMA fighter. In one MMA fight, you can see that a particular fighter definitely thought she had come out on top. Of course, when they reveal the points and her arm isn't raised, her mood changed completely. It's pretty uncomfortable to watch, but it just goes to show what being humble in sports can get you. Number 3. Tennis mishap. In a major tennis tournament, 2 professional players were going back and forth in a pretty epic non-stop volley. Finally, it seemed that one of the players managed to make a shot that should have been impossible to reach. He jogged off the court and was even pointing to his fans to goad them on. Of course, he didn't realize that his opponent was still playing. He turned around just in time to see his opponent hit the ball and watch it fly by. All he could do was bury his face in the fence. He clearly wasn't going to live this one down, and neither were his fans. Number 2. Miracle throw. In a Little League basketball tournament, one team thought they had won the game, but just as the buzzer rang, their opponent lobbed a risky shot cross court. The ball actually went in, and the team was instantly regretting their early celebration. Number 1. Spike. A few years back at a major volleyball match, one team made a pretty embarrassing mistake that they wouldn't be forgetting anytime soon. Just as they managed to lob an impressive spike back at their opponents, they quickly began celebrating. Of course, just as they started huddling up to celebrate, it was clear that they had made a big mistake. The ball was returned, and they had to stand there and watch as they lost the point. Even the audience wasn't sure what to do, and the team felt a little more embarrassed that day. Of course, not every athlete is celebrating early, but even the best get caught being a little too cocky. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Leave a comment about a time you celebrated too early playing your favorite sport. This has been Embarrassing Premature Celebrations in Sports.
Just a reminder about our new giveaway. We're giving away the new iPad Pro or the new iMac Pro. The choice is yours. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, and make sure you're subscribed. It's that simple.